We are coming to you from Comerica Park in Detroit, where this afternoon Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. Paul Konerko, Jermaine Dye, Aaron Norton and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Michael Ordonez and the Detroit Tigers. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With DJ Darrin Jackson, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you hopefully what will be the division clinching game this afternoon because of the tiebreaker situation in the American League Central with Cleveland. The Sox now with 95 victories. If they win, they will win the division because of the fact they have won the season series from the Indians. And this afternoon, trying to get that done is Freddie Garcia.
Well, Freddie's going to try and pick up his 14th win on the season and his third against the Detroit Tigers. His last start, a win against Minnesota. He said he figured out a little problem he was having. That was the angle on his slider. He had not been getting on top of it, therefore it had flattened out on him, and he had one of his best starts in recent times. So it was good to see him be able to make that adjustment and pick up that victory. So he's got to go out there today, not forget that, and go out and dominate these Detroit Tigers. He's going against Jason Grilli, former White Sox pitcher. Then Jason, I've heard a quote that he's pretty determined not to let these Sox win against him, as these are some of his buddies. So it's going to be interesting to see if Jason can go out and back up what he's been saying.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down, and hopefully a big celebration coming your way.
For Comerica Park, is the Sox set to close out this four-game series. Let's go ahead and get right after it and show you the skipper, Ozzie Guillen's batting order this afternoon, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Scott Posednik, he leads it off. Pablo Ozuna bats second. Jermaine Dye is the number 3 hitter this afternoon. Paul Konerko, the cleanup hitter. Carl Everett, Aaron Rowan, A.J. Pierzynski, Juan Uribe, and Willie Harris. And taking a look at Jason Grilli this year at Toledo AAA, he was 12-9, a 409 earned run average, had 120 strikeouts and 167 innings. Defensively, the Tigers' Rico setup is Monroe, Granderson, and Ordonez in the outfield once again. And Ginfonte, the left side of the infield. Polanco, Pena, the right side. Vance Wilson, his 3rd straight start. Game conditions, it's cooled off a bit. It's 60 degrees. Winds, they could play a factor as they're blowing straight out to left. Forecast cool, and you see the 20 to 25-mile gusts. Marvin Hudson at home plate. Eric Cooper first, filling Colgrove second, and crew chief Larry Young, he's down at 3rd base. And checking out a very important note, the Sox with a win today, Indians, doesn't matter. The Sox will clinch this division because of their head-to-head records. We're ready to get this thing going, so that means it's time right now to send it over to our play-by-play man, Ken the Hawk Harrelson.
All right, DJ, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to White Sox baseball. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as the first pitch of the ball game. Scott Posednik is taken for a strike. Jason Grilli, 28-year-old right-hander, 6'5", 210 pounds, out of Orlando, Florida, as that's into center field. Curtis Granderson is there. So the lead man down. Scott now 7 for 16 in this series. That'll bring up Pablo Ozuna, who's 3 for 8 in the series. Pablo in the season hitting at .272, no homers. He's driven in 10. And this is the 19th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 18, Sox have won 13. Sox hitting at .262 as a team with a 3.66 team ERA. That's right, evens accounted 1. Sox 48-29 on the road this year. As that's up and in. Top foul by Ozuna.
It has been a very, very fun year for the Sox on the road. They have assured themselves they will finish with a better record away from U.S. Cellular with the win last night.
And this chopped back through the middle and into center field for a base hit. So good speed aboard. Ozuna with 14 stolen bases in 20 attempts.
It looked like Infante had trouble seeing that ball. He started in and then realized he had to cut back. And daytime, there's always a lot more glare and more difficult to pick the ball up because of it.
So here's Jermaine Dye, 2 for 10 in the series, but he is swinging the bat better than that. Really swung the bat well last evening. Watch out.
This is the first time all season long that Jermaine Dye has batted third.
Pretty good lead by Pablo. Little delay right there, and they're going to get him.
Pablo had one delayed steal this year where they had no chance. This time, Polanco all over it.
So 0-1 the count. And now it's 0-2. Tigers took the first 2 games, and then that ball hit hard. Get back up, stretch. Off the top of the fence. Hurry up, Jermaine.
He must have saw that throw was a little bit off. He was not in a rush. That ball was smoked. Really looked like he tried a third breaking ball to him. And that's one thing that you're told at the big league level. You don't want to show a major league hitter 3 straight off-speed pitches. Usually that third one gets hit pretty hard.
That'll bring up Paul Konerko. As I mentioned, Contreras last night went out. He is 11-2 since the All-Star break. And what a dominating force he has become. As there's ball 1 to Konerko. Paulie 5 for 11 with a homer and 3 RBIs in the series. On the season, 279, 39 long ones, and 98 knocked in.
Yeah, Jose, I mean, he is really. And you mentioned it in last night's game, Hawk, the fact that he really started using those different angles, and that's been a huge advantage for him.
Well, it's given him the click that he needed to get over the top.
You see what he's done during his last 8 starts, that 8-0 record, a 2.09 earned run average, just 50 hits allowed in 60 innings, 11 walks. There's the key. 11 walks in those 8 starts. Who'd have thunk it?
Well, he's throwing first pitch strike. And whenever you throw first pitch strike, that's the most important pitch in baseball. There's a strike and the count 2-1. It just changes the whole complexion of the at-bat. Puts a hitter on defense. And he was ahead of a lot of Tiger hitters and a lot of hitters since the All-Star break.
I tell you, it's always been very fun to me to see a dominant pitcher actually dominate, and he has done that.
Probably didn't like that call at all.
Well, he's got to be asking Marvin Hudson. You can't give him the in, you can't give him the out. And that's just across the knees, outer part. And there's some low ball umpires and some that are not. That is right about as low as it's going to get.
And the 2-2. So a full count to Konerko.
Jason Grilli. You guys are very familiar with the fact that he pitched with the Sox last year. But he is a former first-round draft pick, just 7th pick in the nation by the San Francisco Giants back in '97.
They said it right here, Paulie. And that's ball 4. So that'll bring up Carl Everett. Carl had a big hit, a 2-run triple in that ball game last night. And he also had a single, so he's had 2 hits in each of the last 2 ball games.
Actually, I said 7th overall pick. He was the fourth overall pick in '97. That's pretty impressive.
That ball hit hard in the center field. Granderson playing deep. He's back. He can't get it. Here comes Paulie. He's being waved around as Dye scores. Comerica is going to cross home plate. And the second triple of the season, the second triple in 2 days for Everett, and the Sox lead it 2-0.
Boy, Carl hit that ball extremely hard, but he got a lot of help from Curtis Granderson. He did not think that ball was obviously going to carry that far. I mentioned the wind, a factor. And he just drifted, and never turned and got back there. He watched that ball the minute it went off the bat and did not give himself a chance to ever catch up to it. Carl, those legs aren't used to running all the way to third 2 straight games.
That's a long way.
Oh, man. And a day game after a night game doing it, look out.
Yeah, Curtis just completely misplayed that. So here's Aaron. Hopefully Aaron may have found a little something. He had a 3-run homer last night as he takes a breaking ball strike. And we are interactive today. If you want to email us, email HawkandDJ at ComcastSportsNet.com. That's HawkandDJ at ComcastSportsNet.com.
Well, I'm just going to have to just assume that, I mentioned a little while ago, day games, lots of glare, tough to pick the baseball up off the bat in these situations. And we've had 2 times already in this inning where maybe that became a factor off the bat.
That ball hit hard. Anderson's got the beat on that one, makes the catch, but the 2-run triple with 2 out by Carl Everett, and it is 2-0 good guys. Sox here in the bottom of the 1st, and we'll get to the Tiger lineup as Freddie Garcia making his 33rd start of the season. Throws first pitch strike. Freddie 2-1 this year against the Tigers. 10-5 lifetime. Granderson hitting at 283. 8 homers. He's driven in 20. That pitch up high. Curtis 3 for 12 in the series with a homer, and that homer won game 1. That was leading off the bottom of the 9th in a 3-3 tie. And we'd like to welcome all of our viewers watching on South Slope Telephone Company in North Liberty, Iowa. North Liberty, Iowa, yes. He gone.
Boy, Freddie is very competitive. His fellow starters have been throwing much better this last week. You know he does not want to be left out. That's a pretty nice changeup right there. Freddie Garcia at one time the ace of that Mariners staff. Sure as heck likes to be considered one of the top guys on this White Sox staff.
Placido Polanco, 4 for 8 in the series. This guy's a good hitter. There's the strike. And the count evens at 1. Tigers coming to 71 and 87. They're hitting 272 as a team with a 4.49 ERA. That ball into center field, right at Aaron. Backs up. 2 down.
And let's check out the rest of the Southwest batting order of Alan Trammell as Shelton's on his way up. Ordonez, Pena, Monroe, Inge, Wilson, and Infante. And the Rico defensive setup. Pasednik, Rowan, and Dye. Ozuna, Uribe, Harris, Konerko, AJ behind the plate.
So here's Chris Shelton. Takes the strike. Shelton 4 for 10 lifetime off Freddie with a homer.
Well, looking at some of the players in these Tiger lineup, I think they've got themselves going the right direction. You look at Granderson, looks like he's got a chance to be a good one. Polanco, obviously, he's very good. Shelton, as you see Freddie's numbers. Maggs, Pena, Monroe, solid.
1-2 the count.
And they don't even have Ivan Rodriguez in there now. So next year is going to be interesting. They need to get a couple more starting pitchers if they can. Maybe a bona fide closer, and there you go.
Tigers spent a lot of money the last 2 years.
They have. They've been trying.
A bunch of money. And the 1-2 pitch. Right back to Freddie. And that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Garcia. And after one, he leads it 2-0. A.J. Pierzynski, Juan Uribe, Willie Harris, the bottom third of the Sox order here in the top of the second inning, 2-0. Sox on top. You're just tuning in. With 2 out, nobody on. Jermaine Dye high. Doubled high off the left field wall. That's out of play. And Comerica walked, and then Carl Levitt hit one over the head of Curtis Granderson for a 2-run triple. That's low. U.S. Cellular is the presenting sponsor of the 2005 White Sox. Get unlimited access to email, news, weather, sports, and more with Easy Edge for just $9.95 a month. That ball ripped down into the corner. That's fair. Well, A.J. now turns it on. He's on his way to second. He will get there with his 21st two-bagger.
Well, Jason Grilli, he's getting hit hard here in this first 2 innings, that's for sure. He is leaving some pitches right in the sweet spot of the plate. And sometimes you come out a little overamped, wanting to prove to your old mates, hey, man, look what I can do. And the opposite a lot of times happens.
Well, here's Uribe. 3 for 9 in the series with a homer. That bunt. It's going to look for third. So the sacrifice, 1-4. And then bring up Willie. Harris hitting at 257.
I could say this much. The last few games for the White Sox, there have been a lot of positive. Pasednik last night stealing a couple bags. Some of the offensive studs have come around, swinging the bats a little bit better. And some of the fundamental things that had been missing are back on track. So we have still yet to execute and getting this man in from third. There's the one thing that we've had a little bit of trouble, some of the clutch hitting. But we've got 4 games left to get that confidence back in that area.
Amazing what one win will do.
Isn't that amazing? Oh.
Now the Tigers bring the infield in. When I say one win, I'm talking about 1 of 95. That ball gets away and bounces right back for Wilson. And a good job right there by A.J. of recognition.
That is really a tough thing to do as a base runner on third. First thing you want to do as soon as you see a pass get to catcher, I'm going, I'm scoring, but it's going to ricochet off this padding. You see Pierzynski? No. Just can't do it if you don't read it immediately. And it needed to hit that netting and drop straight down.
And the count 2-0. Pasednik on deck.
Willie has given the White Sox a lot of really good at-bats since he's been recalled from AAA.
There's a strike. And we are interactive. As that's low. You want to email us? HawkinsDJ at ComcastSportsNet.com. Right here, Willie. And there's ball 4. So good speed aboard. Right now, let's check out our Heineken Fix to Click this afternoon. To manage our director and crew went with Jermaine, Robin, Aiden, and DJ going with Everett. And Elizabeth Ann, Duty Gorman, and I are going to go with, along with Jeff Morrell, Wanya Uribe. So here's Scotty. Fly to Granderson in center. Fakes the bunt, takes the ball. Inge playing in close at third. Two runs on 4 hits for our Sox.
Last night, Posednik tried a little safety squeeze, fouled it off. Was thinking about it again there.
That ball hit hard into left field. Monroe going back. This will get the job done. As A.J. will tag, he will score. Good at bat right there for Posednik, and the Sox lead at 3-0.
Exactly what I spoke of a moment ago. That's an area that they still got a little time to improve upon, and nice to see that Posednik comes through. Fastball just right there for him to get it done. Wasn't really a tough pitch.
So here's Pablo. Pablo had a base hit last inning. Tried a little bit of a delayed steal. Not a good one by any stretch of the imagination, and got thrown out.
No, the other time this season where he was successful doing that, he really sold that he was getting a secondary lead. That time he kind of showed it was already opened up that he was going to run.
There's a strike. And we've got some emails from last night. Got to run a few of those by you. Until the ones today start coming in. Willie, pretty good lead. Boy, he had that base. That was a Brian Roberts type jump right there. Meanwhile, Sox pick up 1, and after an inning and a half, 3-0. Number 30, Mags Ordonez will lead it off here in the Tiger half of the second. 3-4-0 for our Sox. No runs, no hits, no errors for Detroit. First pitch misses. Carlos Pena on deck. And Craig Monroe in the hole. As that's into left center field.
And while we have a second, let's take a look at our Geico quote from Aaron Rowan on winning the AL Central title. We want to get this done as soon as possible. We were hoping to get it done a long time ago, but the baseball gods weren't having it. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. We have to come out and throw our best game at them, which is what we've seen so far today.
There's Pena. Pena at 238, 17 homers, 43 knocked in. Big hack right there.
I think this man, you see, has 17 home runs. He's got in his mind in limited playing time to maybe get to 20 with just 4 games left.
That was a base hit. And cancel the postgame show. And here's Monroe. 4 for 10 in the series with a homer. Chops that foul. And here's an email from Tom M. from Lincoln Park. Just came in. A bunch of them just came in. Says, guys, if the Sox were to clinch the division today, which strategy should Ozzie Guillen take? Number 1, keep the starters in during the Cleveland series. The gun for home field advantage over the eventual American League Central winner. I would rather play 4 at the Cell and at Fenway or Yankee Stadium. Or does Ozzie rest the starters over the weekend and get them ready for next Tuesday? I would imagine the guys could use a little rest, and having Burley start game 1 and thus take Friday off would be nice too. Thanks, and Tom M.
No. No rest for the weary.
He gone.
No, the strategy that I think and hope takes place personally is the fact that same guys that are just starting now to come around swinging the bats and playing well continue to play through the Cleveland series. Pitchers do their thing with maybe the guys off the bench getting an at bat late in those games.
Well, Tom Elm, I'm in complete agreement with DJ. Brandon Inge takes a strike. And Jim Locke sends this one in. Said, I've been a Sox fan for over 45 years, and I love exciting pennant races, especially when the Sox finish on top. And here's the 1-1. My question is, well, after he says Cleveland has now lost 3 in a row, my question is, do you think when the Indians lost that fly ball in the sun of Kansas City that has put a blinding halt to their winning ways? You never know. As he did go, Jim Locke from Indianapolis, you never know. But indeed, they have lost 3 in a row since that fly ball was lost by Grady Sizemore, allowed Barroa to score.
Well, I think that was bad luck, but I think also Tampa Bay coming into playing was bad luck for them.
The ball smoked in the left field for a base hit. Now, one thing that you know one thing about Lupino's team, so I don't care where he's at, they're going to be competitive. I mean, they're not going to quit. They're not going to give up. And I didn't really realize, I didn't look at the Indian schedule until about 3 or 4 weeks ago when they were in the midst of that hot streak. And when I saw they were playing Tampa Bay 3 before they played us, I was ecstatic.
Makes
I was
2 of us.
elated.
Oh, yes. We couldn't have asked for a better scenario.
Here is the catcher, Vance Wilson.
You know, not a lot of people would have, thought about that. But since Tampa Bay started playing some of the contenders very, very well down the last month of the season, you definitely realize, whoa, wait a minute. That is not a team you want to go up against when you have to win.
Little ground ball. Pablo underneath. And that'll retire the side. Nothing across. Couple of hits. No errors. 2 left. And after 2, it is 3-0. Guy, Comerica, and Everett face Jason Grilly here in the top of the 3rd. Well, I tell you, Jermaine last night and today swinging that bat, it would be great for him to get heated up. And in regards to that email we had, Tom M., I think, was the guy who asked the question. You want to let Jermaine have the opportunity to get heated up. You want to let Aaron Rowan have the opportunity in the next 4 days to get heated up. You want to let Carl Everett, who appears to be getting heated up right now. If you had to write a script, if in fact the Sox can clinch today, but if you had to write a script, it may have been similar to what we have been through in the last couple of weeks. Now, had you rather have a 15-game lead? Sure, and there's no doubt about it. But on the other side of that page, you want to take it and push the envelope a little bit. I'd rather have a team that's been struggling a little for a while, then all of a sudden get hot. and playing real good solid baseball and having gone through a lot of tough games going into the playoff situation. And we saw a great example of that last year with the Red Sox, who had really been unimpressive for most of the season. And all of a sudden they got on a roll, and the Yankees had that 3-0 lead, and the Red Sox rattled off 8 in a row.
Doesn't get more impressive than that.
No, not at all. There's a rocket, the boy Paulie. So Paulie, who walked and scored, gets a 1-out single, and here comes Carl. He just racky-tacked one right over the head of Curtis Granderson, who misplayed it, misread it for a 2-run triple.
Yes, he did. That swing also doesn't look like he hit it as far as it ends up. Short hopping the center field wall, 420 feet away. So Granderson, not a good read, a lot of glare at that time, and he never took his eye off it, couldn't get back.
And there's a base hit. Third game in a row that, and Paulie on his way to third, he's safe.
Now that's baseball, folks. That is the way the White Sox were dominating in the first half. When you have a chance to take third, you take third. Paul Konerko has been acknowledged as not a speedy runner. He sees the situation and the opportunity, and he runs as hard as he can and gets in there.
So runners at the corners, one out. Here's Aaron. Aaron just ripped one right to Granderson. Line shot. Right now, it's not so much results you want to see from Aaron. You want to see contact. He's been making contact, but it's been soft.
That got Aaron's hand.
Yeah, it did. So Aaron he's been hit 19 times this year. And he's hit himself at least half that.
Well, that was another one. May not be at first, but he hit himself.
That's softly hit. And they're going to turn it. And that saves a run. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It is still 3-0 Sox. After the game, if the Sox clinch, we will have full coverage for you right here on Comcast Sportsnet. 0-1 the count. Omar Infante. They got to get this one in the next 3 minutes. This email from Jessica Jacobsi. The ball smoked right. Aaron. And 1 out. Says, guys, Mr. Wyman's senior English class is watching the game right now. He gone. Yay, Sox. Can you give us a shout out before 12:50, please? Okay, Mr. Wyman's English class. Go Sox.
Oh, that is a special day.
Boy, does that bring back some memories and muscle memories.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a kid and you're watching the World Series. They let you watch it in school.
No, what it brought back for me, the only thing I can remember them letting us watch in elementary school was the rockets to the moon. Takeoff and landing. Other than that, TV wasn't coming on.
Yeah, they let us watch the World Series. Not the whole game, obviously, but a lot of it. One and two the count to Granderson, who struck out his first trip.
Well, when school had started, it used to drive me crazy. Day baseball would be played, and I'd miss it. Playoffs. I'd run home as quick as I could to catch the tail end of whatever playoff series. Maybe the Pirates had been playing. Oh, yeah. Roberto Clemente. I couldn't miss his at-bats.
Here's the 2-2. It's full. There's one from Randy Martin from Ottawa, Illinois. Says after we clinch today, what postseason schedule do you think best suits the Sox? Day or night games? Also, will games 1 and 2 be during the day? Go Sox. Well, Randy, I can tell you that the networks, there's a chopper. Paulie's got him. They're going to put New York and Boston or whoever in prime time.
Yes.
I mean, you can just book that now.
And honestly, just a few rumors and things that I've heard guys talking about is mostly everybody nowadays likes the night baseball. Most guys like it at night. And I became one of those guys also. My career started at Wrigley Field where it was mostly day games, but I like the night games better.
Want to know to Polanco. He lined out hard to Aaron. That's knocked down. He's got time. No.
Oh, bad luck. Juan Uribe probably would have made this play behind him, but Freddie does have a good opportunity to get up, and he could have gloved it, but he ricochets it out of his mitt, and then no chance.
So here's Chris Shelton. He had a comebacker to Freddie his first trip. First pitch strike. And there's a base hit. A breaking ball up. So 2 on 2 out, and here's Maggs. Maggs went out to left field.
And the at-bats that Maglio has had against the White Sox this year, the majority of the time he has been really under control, just trying to get himself some hits. Walk away from this series with success average-wise, but there's only been a few times where he's tried to swing for the fences. This might be one time where he tries.
Breaking ball strike. You know what Freddie was talking about, staying on top of the slider. He better stay on top of it here. You get underneath the slider to Maggs, and we'll have ourselves a 3-3 tie.
I could tell that first pitch. He was stepping in the bucket looking in.
Oh, 0-2 the count. And here's an email from Candy from Coal City, Illinois. My question is, would you guys rather be sitting back enjoying the playoffs or be up in the booth calling the games? I know what I'd vote for. Thanks for the memories, and go Sox. There's no question about it, Candy.
We'd rather be up here.
We've been with them since day one in spring training. That's outside. One and 2 the count to Maglio with Carlos Pena on deck. Outfield around to the right, gap in left center.
Right now, Ordonez will have it in drive in a run mode. Something back up the middle into right field. Aaron Rowan shades him that way with that thought process.
And that's a little chopper, and Willie, yes! Nice play for Harris. A tough play going that hard to his right. Meanwhile, we're into the 4th. Takes it up, takes the ball. AJ has doubled, hit a rocket down in the right field corner, and he scored. Broken bat. And here's an email from Don Zyvac from Frankfort, Illinois. Says, I couldn't help but notice last night the Sox really seem to play well when Scott Posednik steals a base. And I was wondering what the Sox winning percentage is when he successfully steals a base. Go Sox. I don't know, DJ. I know. I agree with Don Zyback. Whenever he steals a base, we do
No question.
seems to really ignite our guys.
Not only that, it changes how that pitcher has to approach the next few hitters.
Send to right field. Can of corn for Mag.
We talked about that a whole bunch when Scott was running, how it made everybody behind him better hitters because the pitcher had to challenge him with the thought of Pasetnik running. They didn't want to just throw breaking balls and let him into scoring position real easily, so it made everybody, the next 3 or 4 hitters, give them better opportunities. Therefore, they'll probably score more runs, and other guys are going to be the beneficiaries of driving them in.
So here's Willie with 2 down. Willie do a walk. Here's one from Ricker. Hawk and DJ, boy, oh boy, you guys stirred up some controversy. Are you absolutely positive if the Sox win today, it does not matter what Cleveland does in their remaining 4 games? What was the coin flip for between the Sox and the Indians then? I realize the Sox won the series between the 2 teams, but doesn't that also apply to the Yankees and Boston? And what was the coin flip for? Come on, guys, we just got to know.
Good luck, partner. Many times as I've been told, I've let it all go. I don't even want to think about it anymore.
Ricker. All right, let's see if we can. Tries a bunt in the count 2-2. We can't do it in one pitch here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. But, all right, here we go. The key is the tiebreaker. That's the whole key to the whole thing. And if we win today, that'll give us 96 wins. Cleveland wins their last 4. They will have, tries to backdoor, 96 wins. And because we won the season series, we're leading the season series 11-5, so they can't win it. Then we would be the, that's in the center, we would be the Central Division champions. And what the coin flip for? Well, we'll get back to that when we return.
Right now for the Aflac trivia question. And it is, what White Sox player hit 3 home runs in a game against the Tigers on July 7th, 1982?
Right here it is 3-0. 3-6-0 for our guys, 0-4-0 for the Tigers as Carlos Pena leads it off. And getting back to Ricker's email here, we are interactive. If you want to jump on, you can email Hawk and DJ at ComcastSportsNet.com. That coin flip, Ricker, had something that, which we will tell you. Dave Ross is going to, he's got all that information. We'll tell you that in the next break. But that was pertaining to what Boston or New York did as far as the Sox and the Indians coin flip. But yes, indeed, it's almost like a quirk in the way things have developed here on the tiebreaker situation and the New York situation with the Red Sox. As Scott Reifert was trying to explain to me before the game. But indeed, if we win this game or win a game now, we will be the Central Division champions because of the season series against the Indians.
Well, the rest of it comes to fall like this as you take a look. Clinch AL Central Indians at best can win 96 games, and the Sox win 96 games. Indians, if they win 96, they are in the playoffs because in the East, he's gone. In the East, either Boston or New York will not win 96 games. One of the 2 teams will not win 96 games if they play against each other the last 3. Therefore, with us tying with Cleveland, we win the series on the season, and then all of a sudden, they will still have 96 wins, which gives them more than the second place team in the AL East. Therefore, Cleveland is the wild card. That's that.
Well, there's one other aspect, too. If we lose today and the Indians lose tonight, we still clinch.
Actually, I heard that's not the scenario. No.
Well, that's what they told me.
No.
Just before the game.
If we lose, we do not clinch, and we are not assured even.
No, if they lose.
If we lose and they lose.
Indians lose,
yes.
then we clinch.
Right. I had heard that we do not. We are not assured even a wild card clinch yet, because everybody can still win 95 games.
Well, they told me that just before the game started.
But right now, if we get to 96 today, there is one team in the East that will not be able to get to 96. Either Boston or New York will not be able to get to 96 because they play each other the last 3 games.
And that's tough foul. Ricker, you're right. It is confusing.
That it is. All that matters is winning this ball game. We have the lead. There you go. Leave the rest to the Indians, the Yankees, and the Red Sox.
Two pitch to Monroe. He gone. Good breaking ball. He stayed on top of that one.
Actually, I thought that was a little two-seam comeback fastball. Right off the outside corner. Indeed it was. Monroe gave up on it, had a little life. Might have stayed around that corner, but he gets the advantage on the call.
So here's Inge. That's a fair ball.
Pablo just jammed himself right there. Not a real difficult play. It falls all the way in the air. He just hits it right off his heel.
So here's Vance Wilson. And they give him a base hit.
Generous.
Good pitch. Hit him on the fist. Aaron is there. Makes the catch and that'll retire the side. We're into the 5th. It is 3-0 Sox.
Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.
Top of the order here in the top of the 5th. Pasednik, Ozuna, and Dye. And getting back to that email from Rooker, trying to clarify the coin flips. The coin flips come into play if all these teams, which right now as it stands, is mathematically possible. All 4 teams could wind up with 95 victories. That's where the coin flips come in. And that ball hit into center field. So Scotty now 0 for 2, but he does have a sacrifice fly. You can get in-game alerts, scores, breaking news, and more on your mobile phone for $3.99 a month. Text the words White Sox to 65246 or MLBGO. Charges will appear on your mobile phone bill. But if the Sox do win a game, that means they can get to 96, and nobody else can get to 96. So I'm talking about the Indians. So that would clinch it. As here's Pablo. He's 1 for 2.
Well, the Indians could still get to 96 if we win one more.
Yeah, if they sweep.
It's definitely taking a mathematician to figure out all these possibilities. That'd be our mathematician, Dave Ross.
Ball hit hard. And here's one from Felix from Chicago. I want to say that the Sox are doing a great job, especially at the end here with being under all that criticism. You have to tip your hat off to this team for a great season, no matter how it ends. Put it on the board, yes, and go Sox.
Heck, you might see in the future teams sequestered the last 3 weeks of the season to not have any television and newspaper articles to read that are also negative, and just go out and play ball. Maybe that's what teams will get to.
Ball hit deep in the right. Mags back there. Jermaine's starting to get heated up. Meanwhile, that is 7 in a row retired by Greeley. Halfway home, leading by 3.
Comcast Sportsnet Studios back in Chicago while the White Sox look to clinch the American League Central today. Some other playoff spots have already been claimed. The Padres won the National League West after last night's win over the Giants. San Diego has a record of 79-79. A complete wrap-up of the day's events tonight on Sportsnet at 6:30. Now back to Hawk and DJ with our fingers crossed here, guys.
All right, Luke, thank you very much. Sweet 6-0 for our Sox, 0-5-0 for their Tigers. Omar Infante back to the top of the order with Curtis Granderson and Placido Polanco.
I have come to the conclusion the best way to approach Infante, who is dangerous, has got power, is to just pitch him away, away, away. He does not have power the other direction.
Count evens of 1. Be part of the White Sox baseball fantasy experiences at US Cellular Field. Like, have you ever dreamed of watching batting practice from the dugout, having your child announce a player is coming to bat for 1 full inning? Well, now you can and more. So for details about the spring sale for April 2006, call 312-674-5396 or visit whitesox.com. The White Sox baseball fantasy experiences at US Cellular Field. 1-2 the count. To Infante, outfield around to the right, gap in left center. Ozuna off the line at third. Broken bat. Oh, nice pick. And the gun. Yes. Beautiful play by Uribe.
What new? What new? That man had no choice but to back up and play this. He created his best hop as it was hit hard. Infante pulling the ball. That's nothing new, that's for sure. And then the strong arm of Uribe. Pitcher's got to love it. His players picking him up.
So here's Granderson. He is struck out and he is grounded to Comerica. Breaking ball strike. Nick Jensen from Lansing, Illinois says, guys, I played baseball and basketball with Curtis Granderson at TF South High School in Lansing. What do you think of this young player?
He's got some talent, no question. He can do it all. He can run. Ball jumps off his bat. Now he just needs the experience, and that just comes with time. Good player.
Yeah, so Nick, he does a lot of good things. He should be in the big leagues for a while. Two and two. Right now, it looks like that you can pitch to him, obviously, because he's just a youngster, just 24 years old. They thought that in the opening game here, leading off the bottom of the ninth. What they said was a pretty good pitch, and he popped it out of here in the left field for a game-winning homer. 2 down.
Well, as everybody knows, I hope, hasn't been a big leaguer that couldn't be pitched to. Otherwise, we'd have ourselves some 500, 600 hitters. Last time I checked, being a 300 hitter was dominating.
DJ, I'm talking in the general terms of being pitched to as a youngster versus a veteran.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know that. I wasn't referring to that.
Polanco. We have finished 5. 3-6-0 for our guys. No runs for the Tigers.
Now to take a look at the Aflac Trivia questions. Answer. Question was, what White Sox player hit 3 home runs in a game against the Tigers in '82? Harold Baines, bench coach for Ozzie Guillen.
Paul Konerko will lead it off here in the top of the 6th. Sox, but that ball hit deep. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes! Number 40 for Konerko. He now has 99 RBIs, and it is a 4-0 Sox lead.
Congratulations, Paulie. He had been in the long ball slump for a couple of weeks, and now he and Frank Thomas, the only White Sox batters to have 2 40-plus home run seasons, and back-to-back at that.
And here's Carl Everett. Carl's 2 for 2, a 2-run triple and a single. Takes that breaking ball strike. And, of course, with that home run by Comerica, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 198. So $19,800 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursula. Outfield spread out slightly to the left. And you'll make that play.
The Hyundai home run replay as Comerica. High fastball, high drive. And into the seats. And Jason Grilli. He knew that was trouble.
So here's Aaron. Aaron is lined out to center and hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Takes ball 1. And do you want to learn from the pros? Now's your chance. Once again, the White Sox Bulls Training Academy will be offering our annual advanced pitching and catching camp with White Sox pitching coach Don Cooper. As he checks that up. Now that camp runs on December 3rd and 4th, but spots are filling up right now. So for more details or to sign up, log on to bullsoxacademy.com or call 630-PLAY-BALL. Two and one to count.
Well, just watching Jason out there. If he can locate, he's giving the hitter some trouble, like that last pitch in or away, but he has left some up and out over the plate. Uh-oh.
Two down. And that'll bring up Pierzynski. He is doubled, and he is grounded to second.
Boy, AJ just, you throw it in, he is swinging.
That has popped up. AJ is that old school of every pitch is mine, and so I see it's not. Meanwhile, a leadoff homer by Paul Konerko, his 40th, and after 5.5, it's 4-0. Attending Sox Fest, the White Sox Fan Festival presented by U.S. Cellular. Sox Fest returns to the Hyatt Regency Chicago on January 27th through the 29th. As a pitch outside, the best way to experience Sox Fest is by booking a hotel room. Special Sox Fest rates are available right now so far. Details, call the Sox Fest hotline at 312-239-4538. Jermaine Dye. Chris Shelton is retired. He is now 1 for 3. And that'll bring up Maggs, who's 0 for 2. Back in the 3rd inning with 2 men aboard. Hit a tough little chopper over the head of Garcia back to the middle, and Willie Harris came in and made a beautiful play to get him.
Oh, we're talking about tough plays by Willie all year long. Anytime he's been out there at second base, you've got to have a lot of confidence in him. He's got a lot of range every direction, and his throwing arm very accurate.
Broken bat. Right off the end. Corey Allred from Carbondale says, "It's the last time we have seen a playoff race this close in the last week of the season." I didn't see a whole bunch of them, but there have been some, Corey. And I'll tell you what, it is fun to play in one. Whew. Real fun.
Pitch inside. It's fun to come to the ballpark when every game is so huge.
Pena, 1 for 2.
And we are interactive. If you want to jump on, email hawkandDJ@ComcastSportsNet.com. Sox will conclude this series and hopefully celebrate after the game. As the count moves to 3-1, and then after the celebration, board our buses and going over to Cleveland. Pitching matchups for that series starting tomorrow: Burley against Millwood, and Saturday Garland against Westbrook, and the final game McCarthy against Ellerton. And there's the strike. And the Friday and Sunday game will be right back here on Comcast Sportsnet, and the Saturday game has been picked up by Fox.
We're just watching Pena right now. It looks like he is sitting on a pitch to go deep.
High pop up behind second. Uribe backs up. He's there.
1-2-3 inning.
Freddie has retired 7 in a row, and he leads it 4-0. Takes ball 1 low and away. One is a sacrifice bunt, and then he's going out to right field. 28-year-old right-hander Jason Grilly. Count evens at 1. To the shortstop, Infante. Just tuning in, Sox with 2 in the first, 2-run triple by Carl Everett. All that coming with 2 out, nobody on. Dye doubled high off the wall and left. Comerica walked, and then Everett ripped one over the head of Granderson in center field, right at the base of the center field fence. Grilly right back to Grilly. 2 down. And in the second, Pierzynski led it off with a double. A sacrifice to third by Uribe, and Posednik got him in with a sacrifice fly to left. And then, of course, last inning, the 40th home run of the season by Comerica. Let's hear Scotty.
That 40th home run by Paulie made it 198 for the Sox on the year, just 2 away from their 6th straight year of 200 or more.
There's the strike.
Last season, the Sox hit 242 home runs, tied for the American League lead.
And almost finished 3rd in our division.
It's been very nice because you look at the balance. We're still going to probably finish with over 200 home runs or at that. Yet we improved in so many other areas. Here we are, a winning team, and everybody was questioning the loss of the power. The loss of the power led to a lot of games in the win column.
That's into center field. So a 1-2-3 inning for Grilly. And 7th inning stretch, 4-0.
Right now, to take a look at the Nissan game summary as the Sox scored early and have held on to this. Nice outing for Freddie Garcia. Comerica hit his 40th home run. Everett, 2 straight ball games with a 2-run triple. So the offense has been there in support of the pitching. Nice.
That's back to up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit. the 6th hit for the Tigers, and that'll bring up Brandon Inge.
This ball, you see it's on the shortstop side, but Willie Harris is the one, as he is a little closer up the middle, but no chance. No chance to even bother with the throw.
So Monroe now with that base hit, 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, and here's Inge. He's 2 for 2. And 3 for 3. So trouble of brewing here in the bottom of the 7th. First 2 men aboard. And that'll bring up the catcher, Vance Wilson.
Well, this is right about the time where Ozzie has learned recently he's got to keep an eye on Freddie. If he's cruising along and he gets to the 7th or 8th and gives up a couple of hits or base runners immediately on a walker and a hit, that means he's got to get that pin up.
Outfield about equidistant, slightly to the right. Wilson is grounded to third, and he has gone out to center. Takes a strike on the outside corner. And ground ball right side. Willie goes to second base. Beautiful play by Willie Harris once again.
Well, it doesn't get any better than that, folks. That's the second time Willie had to range far to one side or the other. And then he's got to gather himself, his momentum, and an accurate throw. I mentioned earlier, he could throw it on the money off balance. And he keeps the runner out of scoring position.
So here's Infante. He's lined hard to center, and then he has grounded out to short. A tough play for Uribe, and he made it. And Dominic's is a proud sponsor of White Sox baseball and is happy to support White Sox charities by making a donation for every double play recorded by the Sox during the 2005 regular season. There's a strike.
I just watched Willie do something I really don't see many big leaguers do anymore. The man on third base and a throw back from the catcher to the pitcher. He ran to back him up just in case of an errant throw. I don't see that very often.
Ball gets away from Pierzynski. Well, that takes the drama out of that as Monroe scores. It's a 4-1 ball game. And Wilson into second.
Now, Freddie is once again tied with Jose Contreras in the American League lead with his 20th wild pitch. That was one that obviously tricked AJ. They just let that get under his mitt. He reached out. It was a wild pitch. But it looked like he could have still got a little bit more leather on it to knock it down. I think it had a little dance on it from it being a fork ball.
The 1-1. He gone. I've never seen a staff that had as many harmful and hurtful wild pitches as our staff has had this year. Never. As here's Granderson. Curtis 0 for 3.
I have to say, what, there's been about 10 this year that have allowed a run to score?
More. I would think more. It's been amazing. There's an exploding bat. But right there, Freddie Garcia is helped out by a brilliant play from Willie Harris. They get on the board in this 4-1 Sox.
Thank you very much, as You see, Detroit finally got on the board in the bottom of the 7th inning, but we have some at-bats left to add to this 4-1 lead. And to lead things off here in the 8th inning is Pablo Ozuna. He singled in his first at-bat. He is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Jason Grilli allowed those 2 runs in the first inning, 1 in the second, and then home run off the bat of Paul Konerko, making it 4 to zip in the 6th inning. Two and 1. Pablo has got the opportunity to start while Joe Creedy had to go tend to his wife and the birth of their second child, Lucy Renee Creedy. So he's made his 3rd straight start. There's a base hit in the right field, 2nd hit of the game for Pablo to start things off here in the 8th inning. And a reminder, fans, that U.S. Cellular is the presenting sponsor of the Chicago White Sox of 2005. Get unlimited access to email, news, weather, sports, and more with Easy Edge for just $9.95 a month. U.S. Cellular and the White Sox, the perfect call all season long. And Alan Trammell, it appears, is satisfied with what Jason Grilli's given him up to this point, and he's going to say, that's enough, Mr. Grilli. He indeed is heading to the dugout. Chris Sperling will make his way to the mound, and we will be back. Folks, time for the forward call to the pin of Chris Sperling. He's 3-4 in 54 games, a .325 earned run average, and a batting average against him at .227 is Jermaine Dye. Jermaine, he doubled and scored in the first. He's 1 for 3. Sox offense appears to be coming to life at the perfect time. They had a couple of slow games to start this series off and a lot of missed opportunities, but prior to that, against Minnesota for 3 straight games, they were there in the clutch. So if you look at what they have done over the last 7 games, there's just been a couple where they have not been able to execute, so that's a good sign and very important for them to head into Cleveland with a lot of confidence and finish up on a strong note. There's a 2-seamer in, quickly ahead on Dye. You can just see Jermaine Dye has really gotten comfortable in the box, and that ball's hit hard, but right at Brandon Inge. He has trouble getting it out of the glove, but they still have time to turn it. That ball hit so hard, they had time for a little delay, and they roll it up. Take another look. Sinker down and in. He hits it on the button. 2 down. Paulie. He's 2 for 2. He has scored twice, and he's driven himself in with his 40th home run of the year, folks. Last season, Konerko hit 41 long balls, drove in 117. It's been a very, very nice season for Paul. And let's take a look right now at our Dodge driver of the game, Paul Konerko. That's a nice. That sinker misses down. So Paulie, while he was in that long ball drought for a while, bided his time by getting some hits to right field. Realized he had been pulling off the ball, so he went back to basics. Got some hits the other way, back up the middle, and then his timing was perfect for him to go ahead and pick up 3 quick home runs in the last 5 games. 3-2. Carl Everett. He has 6 hits in the last 3 games, so he has come to life. Sperling got back from the 3-0 count and then ends up walking Konerko anyway for the 2nd time today. Paulie gets a free pass. And now it's time to take a look at our Giordano's delivery of the game. The first inning with 2 on. Carl Everett, helped out by a bad read by Granderson. He's going to end up on third base, driving in 2 big runs, put the Sox ahead. Carl also has a single out in front of the breaking ball. Well, there had been a few guys without question that had put some pressure on themselves to succeed while others were down, and it made the whole team start struggling. Everybody wanted to step up and get it done. But this might be right on time that they come out. The breaking ball. Come out of that funk heading into Cleveland. They can put this game away. They've already clinched the division. No stress, no anguish. Everybody go up there relaxed. But focused. There goes Konerko, not being held on, and there goes a base hit into left field. And Paulie turns at second, heads into third. So because of Konerko's movement, space at shortstop left wide open for Everett to pick up his 3rd hit in the afternoon. See Paulie? He's gone. Vacated shortstop spot. Thank you very much. So Aaron Rowan. Aaron hit it hard to center field his first time up. Grounded into a double play and bounced down to third. But last night, Aaron put a good swing on one. Short and sweet 3-run home run. Build from that. And he jams himself with the breaking ball in. As that's going to be the 3rd out. A couple of base runners can't get anything done, but the Sox head to the bottom of the 8th, leading by 3. Fans, for 2006 season and group tickets, information is available now. Contact the White Sox sales department at 312-674-1000 for more information. As we head into the bottom of the 8th inning, Joe Creedy is going to get himself a little action. Welcome back, new proud papa. As Freddie Garcia looking to pick up win number 14 is still out there. He has the 2, 3, 4 batters in the lineup for Detroit. Polanco had an infield singer, bouncer, back to Freddie. He knocked it down and too far away to throw out Placido. There's a slider strike. Exciting times at hand, folks. Sox have been working hard for this day all year long. In a position to go wire to wire in first place. But can't get ahead of ourselves in this 3-run lead. And Polanco, he starts off the 8th. So now a tough out, and Chris Shelton stands to head to the plate. Just a matter of Freddie's going to get the opportunity. Mentioned last inning, usually at this point of the season, this point of the game, Freddie's been showing signs of a little tiredness, and you can't leave him out there too long, and it's exactly exactly what the case is. Freddie is done. He did a great job today. He's in order to pick up win number 14, but he's going to ask that bullpen and Cliff Polite right now to come out and get it done and hold things right where they're at. And time for the forward call to the pen, and Cliff Polite, his 66th ball game. He's 6-1. That one came the other day with Granderson's game-winning home run. 207 earned run average and a 179 batting average against him. Freddie Garcia indeed has himself a strong outing for the second straight start right down the stretch when it was needed. He is responsible for Polanco on first base and Chris Shelton. He is 1 for 3 in this ball game. He's got good power, 17 home runs on the season. As Polite will not be looking to just throw a fastball right there in hopes that it'll stay in the yard. Look for him to try and get ahead with the slider. He's been doing that a lot lately. Guys with good power especially. He does not want to just come right at him. Ball had come on the field. Aaron Rowan took care of that, so we'll get at it. Quickly 0-1, and it was a fastball up. Sox 6 outs away from their second division title since 2000. Their first since 2000. One and one. Way up and in. On deck, Mags Ordonez. Polite can use that slider to get the ground ball, but the majority of the time a strikeout fly ball pitcher. And there was a good pitch away. 2-2. High, a pop-up out to shortstop. Uribe says he has it, drifts back, and makes the grab. A little bit of wind, and Uribe did the right thing. You got to see how he stays sideways. That gives you the best chance if you have to drift back to make a good grab. If you are backpedaling, much tougher play. Magli Ordonez 0 for 3. Lined out to left field. Nice play by Willie Harris up the middle, and he grounded to short. There's a strike. So, folks, if Freddie Garcia indeed picks up his 14th win, that would give the Sox 14 with Garcia, 15 with Contreras, 16 with Burley, and 17 with Garland. Not bad. 1-1. And El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, had 9 victories thus far in the year. It's almost all 5 starters to double figures. That ball hit hard in the center field. Really jumped off of the bat of Ordonez, and no chance. As Rowan gets to it, he tries to get it back in. They'll keep Ordonez at second, but Polanco is going to cross the plate to make it 4-2. That's a missile. Aaron was not playing real deep. And tough to read that one down at the shoe tops off of the bat as if it was going to go that far. Rowan didn't get too bad of a jump. Just a little step. And no chance to get back there. So the skipper, Ozzie Guillen, on the way out to the hill. Looks like he wants the left-hander, Neil Kotz, to come on in and face Pena with one down. So Kotz ahead on in, Polite exits, and we'll be back. And right now, our forward call to the pen numbers on Neil Kotz. He's 4-0 with a 198 earned run average. 179 batting average against him as Carlos Pena waits to come up there and face the southpaw out of the pen. Pena, he singled in the second inning, struck out swinging, and then he popped a shortstop in his 3 at-bats. As it looked like Carlos has himself 4 games, and he would dearly like to hit himself 3 more home runs. So expect him to set up there trying to swing for the downtown. You have 17 home runs and not a lot of at-bats left, and your batting average is down in the 230s. You got to set a goal for yourself, and generally it's going to be, hey, average is already down. I can't get it up, but I can swing for the fences and maybe run into a few. And Cox misses with the breaking ball. So Ordonez stands on second after his RBI double. There's a slider strike. The bubbly is on ice, folks, in the locker room in anticipation. There's a big swing and a miss. There is a ton of media in attendance in anticipation of this victory. There you see plenty of photos being snapped, along with all the high definition cameras bringing these games to you and others. That's fouled back. Freddie Garcia, a spectator now, waiting and trying to see if he indeed can get some help from that bullpen. That double that Polite allowed was Freddie's run as he checks his swing, but he went too far. So the second out of the inning. Nice slider from Kotz, and Pena, no chance. So Neil Kotz does his job, and a perfect job it was, facing one batter, striking him out. And Ozzie Guillen is indicating by motioning, I want the big guy, that Bobby Jinks will be heading in with 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Confusion on who he wants from the bullpen. He wants the right-hander, and take a look. I want the big right-hander, the real big one. And our forward call to the pen is for the big man, Bobby Jinks. He's 1-1 and a 275 earned run average. Craig Monroe is the batter with Maglio Ordonez on second base. Monroe is 1 for 3 this afternoon, a run scored. Do some chunking right here, Bobby. Good. Fastball right on the outside corner. 4 outs. That's all the Sox have to record without giving anything up. And there's a wild pitch and the breaking ball. There's a biting breaking ball from Bobby that landed way in front of home plate. Not much of a chance for AJ.
No, those 50-footers are tough with all that spin on them.
So a 1-1 count. Runner on third now. And fastball fouled off.
Oh, surprise of Monroe right there. Got to figure that after a guy throws a breaking ball that bad, he's probably going to be coming back with a fastball. Fired it right over the first base dugout.
There's a hammer, and it's a bouncer out to Uribe. He gloves it, flips it,
Yes.
and third out. Sox go to the 9th inning, leading by 2.
So for our Sox, 2-9-0 for the Tigers. And a pitching change, it'll be Fernando Rodney. There are his numbers, making his 38th appearance. He's got the lower third of the Sox order. Pierzynski, Uribe, and Harris. That's chop foul. AJ 1 for 3, a double, and a run scored. Coming back in the second inning when he let it off with that double down into the right field corner. So if you're just tuning in, Sox 3 outs away from clinching the Central Division Championship. There's a shank. And the count 0-2. Sox with 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the sixth. Tigers 1 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th. Start us off right here, 12. Outfield swung around to the left. Big gap out there in right center. I knew with that good changeup. The rest of the schedule around the American League today. Yankees taking on Baltimore. That's Aaron Small against Eric Bedard. Toronto at Boston. Downs against Clement. Tampa Bay at Cleveland. Fossum against Sabathia. Watch out. And that hit him. We'll take it.
Well, any little extra that we can add on offensively is a good thing.
12th time that AJ's been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, gives a little hip turn in and gets hit in the hip.
So here's Uribe, 1-0 for 2 with the sacrifice bunt. Short lead by Pierzynski. There's a bunt. There's a good one. And Pena slips down. Ooh, that's close there. That is close right there.
Yes, it was a situation where you're hoping to get yourself a hit since you see Pena go down, but he stayed with it nicely and from the seat of his pants delivered an accurate, strong throw. Right there, that's tough. And just barely got him, says Eric Cooper.
Close play. So here is Willie. Willie has walked and he's gone out to center, bounced back to the pitcher. He's 0 for 2. Oh! Sox trying to pick up their 96th victory. Oh well. Well, he's got the catbird seat. 2-0 the count. Scott Posednik on deck. Checks it up, and the count 3-0. Outfield swung well around to the left. Monroe short out there in left field. Mag's a normal positioning in right. And that's ball 4. So Rodney hits Pierzynski. Sacrifice bunt, and then he walks Harris. And Posednik is due. Scotty 0 for 3 this afternoon with a sacrifice fly. 3 outs have all been to Curtis Granderson in center. Bob Clark, pitching coach. I'll try to give him something positive. And here we go. Joe Creedy on deck. Starts him off with that changeup. Well, he came in the other night and he just would change up after change up, change up. And then when we threw the fastball, it was up high.
Yeah, it's hard to believe a guy that pretty much got that mid-90s fastball has to rely on the changeup.
There's a base hit. Come on, AJ, he's being waved around. Monroe's got a shot at him with a good throw, and they get him.
Joey really pushing the envelope with Monroe. He's got a good arm, and he was playing shallow, and you see AJ a victim in that situation. Cora just hoping for a bad throw, and with 1 out, he could have left him down there and hoped that Joe Creedy, who was getting his first at bat, could deliver, but instead he took the chance.
So Harris and Posednik, good speed aboard. And that's hit off the pitcher over to Polanco. And that'll retire the side, have a shot to pad the lead, can't do it. Go to the bottom of the 9th leading by 2. And some flashbacks right here.
Cruz tags. Here's the catch. Here comes the throw. Here comes Cruz.
This is 93. And of course 2000. Presso and a big hurt. Leading the way is Paulie.
From what I understand, Paul Comerica is running the bases right now with a beer in his hand. And he just...
And hopefully, just hopefully, we can get 3 outs and add 1 more. That little montage right there. And Bobby Jinks on the bump. He's got Inge, Wilson, and Infante, the scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the 9th. 4-10-0 for our Sox, 2-9-0 for Detroit. Inge 3 for 3 this afternoon as he takes that pitch and the count 1-0. First man is the one you want, Bobby. Right here. Big out. Nope. He is 4 for 4. So here's Wilson. He's down to the third, gone out to center, and hit into a 4-6 fielder's choice. Outfield, they are around to the right. Looking for it, got it. And underneath, Dimitri Young has come out on deck. Good for Infante. There's a shank.
Bobby, more or less, his last few outings, most I've seen him hitting on the gun. Sometimes it varies, but it's been at 97, and we had seen the highest at 102 this year.
And that's it down to Creedy. Bobbles the ball.
Joe. Looked a second. He wasn't going to have a play down there and just lost it.
Bobby Jenks has had, in 3 out of his last 4 outings, some unbelievably bad defense behind him. So here's Young. There are his numbers. He got off to just a terrific start. 3 home runs on opening day. Could not check it up. And the count 0-2. Don't speed his bat up, Bobby. Just blow him away upstairs. He gone. 1 down.
Bobby goes with the curveball, and it's a good one. That baby had some serious bite on it and puts the pinch hitter away. Dimitri Young was a good one, too.
So here's Granderson. 0 for 4 this afternoon. A couple of ground outs, a strikeout, and a flyout. And Monday in the opener, here's what he did leading off the bottom of the 9th inning. That was in a 3-3 tie. There's a strike in the count 0-2. He gone. Back door.
Big Bobby goes to the breaking ball once again, and this afternoon that baby's got some bite to it.
So here is a tough cookie at the plate. Polanco's 2 for 4. Takes it up high. Against Jenks, this might be as tough out as there is in this lineup. There's a shot again. And the White Sox are the champions of the 2005 Central Division. Yes! Bobby Jenks comes on and shuts the door as Freddie Garcia will pick up his 14th victory. And the Sox pick up their 96th win of the season. They win it 4-2. And here comes the bubbly and the sudsy and everything else. What a season the Sox have enjoyed in 05. That man right there, Ozzie, last year had a team that had the lead most of the All-Star break, lost a couple of his big boppers, and the big hurt Frank Thomas and Max Ordonez. And the Sox struggled the rest of the way, and Kenny Williams and Ozzie got together, decided they would retool this ball club. As you're looking at some of there's Kenny and Ozzie, the tandem that put it together. What a job of general managing over the winter by Williams, strengthening the starters, strengthening the bullpen, adding more speed, better defense, and guys who could play. And they have picked it up. 96 wins, and you don't win 96 games by accident. You don't win 96 games by luck. You win 96 games because, damn it, you are good.
No question, partner. It's been a long up and down road, and this team deserves to be exactly where they are. They're going to pop that bubbly, deservedly so, and they're going to go into the next 3 games a little relaxed and getting ready for that postseason.
It has been a battle the last month. There's no doubt about that. Some struggling going on, but as I mentioned earlier in the ball game, if you had to write a script, this may have been the way that you would have written it. There are a lot of people that think coming down in a tight race, in a tough race like the Cleveland Indians have given them, and make no mistake about it. The Indians are here to stay. They are not going anywhere. They will be back next year and the year after and the year after with some of the fine young players that they have. But the Sox battled through it, prevailed, and hopefully this will give them the impetus, the momentum going into the playoffs to get things done. As I have said many times this year, this is the best starting pitching staff that I have ever been associated with in 43 years in the major leagues. These guys have been absolutely terrific. Garland, Burley, Freddie, El Duque at first before he hit on some hard times. Brandon McCarthy coming in. But the guy who stabilized and balanced out the starting staff, no question about it, 11-2 since the All-Star break, is Jose Contreras.
It has been really a nice story and a testament to the coaching staff sticking with Jose and believing in him, and him stepping forward and finally believing in himself. And that man, El Duque, in the middle of your picture, had a lot to do with coaching him along and getting Jose to believe in himself. So it was a team effort all around. 14, 15, 16, and 17 wins 4 of the 5 starters have. And what a great job by Freddie today.
And our Chevrolet player of the game, it is the 29-year-old right-hander, Freddie Garcia. As Freddie went 7 innings, giving up just the 2 runs, 8 hits, no walks, had 5 strikeouts. Our Chevrolet player of the game. What a season for the Sox. 96 victories. Have a chance to pick up 3 more. Clinching the Central Division over a Cleveland team that the only thing that was tough about the Indians this year was not the way they played the second half. The only thing that was unusual was the way they played the first half. We could not know, and nobody could understand how Cleveland, with that ball club they had, was falling on such tough times in the first half, and all of a sudden they got their offense together. They got it together. Their starting pitching is outstanding. Their bullpen is outstanding. And boy, did they ever put a rush on. We caught a break with that fly ball that was lost in the sun in Kansas City. Nothing Grady Sizemore could have done about that. He can't catch it if you can't see it. But then Lou Pinella's Sweet Lou's D-Rays went in there the last 2 days and beat up on them. 5-1 and 1-0. Checked it, 5-4 and 1-0. So the Indians lose 3 in a row, and the Sox are able to gain a game after losing the first 2 here. And this afternoon they put the pedal to the metal and clinch the division title. And let's take a look. And very fitting that Bobby Jenks, in this particular situation, the way things have been going. There's the line shot by Polanco, and Comerica timed it perfectly. But Bobby Jenks coming over as Kenny Williams acquired him from the Angels. Dustin Hermanson, who was fantastic up until having some back problems. And in Dustin, though, the last couple times out, thrown the ball extremely well. But the point being is that how many managers have you ever seen going down in a tight pennant race where they have 2 veterans? In this case, El Duque, Orlando Hernandez is a starter, and they have Dustin Hermanson as the closer. And a manager has courage enough to put 2 rookies in those spots. And Brandon McCarthy and Bobby Jenks, and both of them got the job done.
Well, you just don't see that very often. As a matter of fact, the last time I can think to somebody given an opportunity late in the season like that and taking over a role and getting it done was Shane Spencer for the Yankees. He got called up from Columbus AAA and hit 12 home runs, I think it was, in the month of September, and helped carry the Yankees off into the playoffs. You just don't see it every day, and when a youngster gets that opportunity, it's nice to see that they can step up and get it done.
Well, one of the reasons they were able to do it was because of the fact that Ozzie, as we talked about, one of the big keys has turned out to be this year for this ball club is he played so many youngsters and so many non-roster players deep into spring training and played them a lot. He had confidence in them. He knew what they could do. But right now, as we continue with this celebration, let's throw it down to Luke Stuckmeyer and Bill Melton.
All right, thanks, Hawk. Division champs for the first time since 2000. Welcome to U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame live. The White Sox celebrating in the clubhouse already. We've got crews out there. We will have wall-to-wall coverage of this celebration, including a bunch of interviews coming from the field and the clubhouse as well. Bill, 4 championships now, division championships since the last 22 years. Chuck Garfien is now out on the field with an interview. Let's send it out to him.
Guys, I'm actually in the clubhouse, and what you're seeing right now is utter celebration in the White Sox clubhouse. The champagne arrived early this morning as it was rushed in. They were not ready for this, but then with the victory by the White Sox and the loss by the Indians, they were in position to bring all this champagne in here, and they had to win. I'm here with Mark Burley. Mark, how does it feel to breathe and have this division title yours?
About time. We waited a long time for this. The way the first half went, we thought it was going to clinch a lot sooner, but we're just glad to go into Cleveland, clinch this thing and race, and we just go in and have a little fun, get ready for the playoffs.
You were on this team in 2000, but does this feel better for you because you were more a part of this team?
Yeah, a little bit. 2000, I was only here for half a year. Kind of didn't really know what was going on, trying to get through the clubhouse. Celebrating really wasn't too much of a part of it, but now being here all year, being here for about 4 years, I definitely feel a little bit more of it.
There was all this roller coaster that was going on with this team for a couple of weeks. Are they going to clinch it? Are they going to be able to hold on? How stressful was it for you as a player to be a part of all this, negativity that was around this team? I know it didn't happen here in the clubhouse, but what was it like for you?
Well, it was a little tough when we were going through that little stretch, but we said, we got to keep on coming out and battling. Every team's going to go through that little stretch, and we're just glad it didn't last too long. And, this is what day everybody's been waiting for right here, and just going to go out and celebrate.
Congratulations, all right?
Thank you.
Mark Burley. So there's a lot to go. We're going to get a lot of guys. There's Mark Burley. Having a good time. There's John Garland, Brandon McCarthy, Bobby Jenks. We're going to get all these guys here to talk to. Let's see if I can grab someone as soon as I can. There's a lot of people around here. Many people in this clubhouse. Luckily, there was a table that used to be in here. They got rid of the table, so we do have a little bit of space. A lot of fun over here, let me tell you this. This was some nervous moments for the White Sox, but they were able to get it done. Let me bring in Brandon McCarthy over here. Hey, Brandon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're wet, and I'm sure you love it.
It's fun as anything. This is just a great time. Glad we're in now, a little stressed off our backs, and it's a good time.
How much a part of this team do you feel?
Starting to feel a little more. Just getting to be here and be a part of it is interesting, but these guys have been through the ups and downs all year, and you know, hopefully I can make myself more a part as we go on.
You were in position to maybe start on Sunday in the regular season finale. You probably are still in position, but it wouldn't have been a situation where you may have been called to save this team on Sunday. I'm sure you would have loved that challenge, but you like this one a little more?
Yeah, this is just nice now. Let's get it out of the way, let ourselves get set and ready for the playoffs, and let's not even worry about it.
All right. Congratulations. We'll talk to you a little bit, okay? Brandon McCarthy, that huge stretch he had as a call-up during the season, and look what he does. A great performance by him. And they're dousing champagne all over everybody here. It is absolute mayhem, bedlam, and bedlam in a good way, clearly. I see some beers, some champagne. Lots of champagne. They were concerned that maybe the champagne wouldn't get here on time. Luckily, it did. Hey, Neil. I'm with Neil Kotz right now. You having trouble seeing, Neil?
A little bit.
You need a towel? You okay? I came prepared. Neil, you come in. You've been so quick. You come in those relief positions, relief situations, and you know you want to be out there for a little bit, but it's one pitch and then you're gone. That's good and bad, I guess. Huh? Were you ready to go for more tonight?
Yeah, I was definitely ready to go. I mean, one pitch, that's actually a good outing. I mean, the quicker it's done, they only have limited outs, so I mean, it works.
Well, we're live here in the White Sox clubhouse, and Neil, are you more of a champagne guy or are you more of a beer guy?
Whiskey. Whiskey. Don't be above.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Paul, you got a sec? Paul Konerko, first baseman. Big home run for you. How good did that one feel? Because no lead is safe, and yet that gave you guys a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we know no matter what the score is, it's probably going to come down to the 9th inning. I think we've made that pretty apparent in the last 160 games, but bottom line is the job's done here, and you know, that's it. No one picked us. I mean, I know we had the big lead all year. But still, no one picked us at the beginning of the year to do this, so it's still good.
You had said that just a couple days ago that you felt that you guys were tested and this might actually help you out because these have been playoff games for you essentially, right?
Yeah, I mean, now that it's over and done with, this is the best thing that could have happened to us because we've been playing playoff games for the last 3 weeks, and I think this will get us hungry for the postseason now. I don't think we're going out like we can.
Champagne shower. That was Kevin Hickey.
We're going out like we came in. That's with good pitching, good defense, timely hitting, and that's good news. I mean, we want to be peaking right when the playoffs start.
It's nice to talk baseball with champagne streaming down your face, right?
That's not bad. You know, I think we all knew as the year was going on we were probably going to do this, but it kind of went different than we thought coming down the stretch.
All right. There'll be a lot of cleaning bills, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, well, hey, we pay our dues here.
All right, Paul Konerko, 40 home runs. He's the first player since Frank Thomas, White Sox player, to go back-to-back with 40 home run seasons. As we try to clean out the lenses here on our camera, there's been so much champagne around here. It's pretty remarkable, and they don't go to waste. That's the best part. All right, Azagian is in the clubhouse. I'm going to try and find him as well. Or is he speaking to the media somewhere else? Am I supposed to toss to them, guys? Okay. All right, we'll try and find him in a little bit. Freddie Garcia is here. All right, they're now dumping Jerry Reinsdorf with a whole bunch of champagne. We'll try and get Jerry as well. There's a huge sigh of relief by this team. They felt that they they felt that they could win this division. But under the circumstances, with Cleveland playing so well, and this season getting, I see actually Jerry Reinsdorf. Let's try and get Jerry here. He's trying to clear some of the champagne out of his eyes here. How you doing, Jerry? I think you're doing well.
I'm doing all right.
You're doing okay?
Yeah, I have some experience with this.
Yeah, I know you do. How were the last few days, couple of weeks for you? Because you were watching this team and you wanted them to get in, and they, obviously you can't snap your fingers and they get in. But now that they're in, looking back, last couple of weeks, what was it like for you?
Well, I went through a period where I was absolutely a basket case, and I was living and dying on every pitch, and then sort of like a light went on, And I started thinking that, you know, I didn't live in New Orleans, and health wasn't involved, and if, you know, if we lost it, we lost it. It wasn't important in the scheme of things in the world, and I got a lot calmer until the 9th inning. And then I was a basket case again.
I spoke with Ozzie Guillen earlier today. Obviously, your goal is to win a World Series, but I asked Ozzie, and actually asked Harold Baines this too, who are they going to think of if they win a World Series? And they both said the same thing, Jerry Reinsdorf.
Oh, that's very nice.
What does that mean to you?
Coming from those guys, it means an awful lot. An awful lot. And, you know, if we don't win it, it won't be because they didn't put all the possible effort into it that they could. But if we could do this for the city of Chicago, it would be mind-boggling. I mean, you know, 1917 is a long time. It's even a day or two before I was born.
What about this? I'm actually curious, what kind of phone calls from your friends were you getting over this last couple weeks? Because this was national news that this lead had shrunk.
Well, my friends were all afraid to talk to me. You know, when people called about other things, they would apologize for calling. And, you know, saying, oh, we didn't want to bother you, we didn't know what to say to you. So now imagine they can call. They won't have to feel bad.
But it doesn't get any easier. You've been to the Bulls championships. You've had success with the White Sox. But when it's coming down to the very end, as an owner, difficult to watch these final moments?
Well, no question, especially when, you know, you've got two guys on and the winning run is at the plate. You know, that's sort of tough. And then all of a sudden the ball was hit like a shot. You know, there's no time to think. And I was looking right at Paulie's face. He caught that ball. I think he was the most surprised guy in the building.
I did ask you this. Did you know that if the White Sox won last game was stand by, guys.
All right, obviously the champagne shorting out some of the wires, it seems like, but the White Sox division champions for the first time since 2000. You saw Jerry Reinsdorf. He has said in the past, hey, I'd trade those Bulls championships if I could get one for the White Sox. He's going to have another chance to make a run at it this season.
Well, you know, you can tell that with that clubhouse how euphoric it is. And the reason it is, when you see all that champagne flowing right there, it's been a long grind for these guys. They're mentally exhausted. Now they're relieved. And, you know, the White Sox were picked as a ball club to come in 3rd or 4th. The Detroit Tigers were actually picked in front of them, the Cleveland Indians, the Minnesota Twins. For them to carry this all the way down through 158, 59 games and win the Central, I think, is really important. It's really a testament, I think. I think a lot of things have been said today, and I'm sure we're going to hear this over and over and in the papers. But when you're a general manager and you turn your ball club around and your manager decide that you're going to go a different route when you have two all-stars in Carlos Lee and Maglio Ordonez and Frank Thomas and all that power, and just overnight you woke up and had an epiphany and said, here's the bottom line. We're going to change our team. This is what Ozzie wanted. He had it in Florida. He had speed up front. He wanted that type of ball club with good pitching, and they did it. So for those guys to turn around the first year with a whole different ball club and a different philosophy, to turn around and win the Central against a very good Cleveland team, the reason the Minnesota Twins weren't involved, they had outstanding pitching, was the fact that they just didn't have any hitting. We see that with the White Sox, but the White Sox managed to manufacture a lot of runs. This is why it's always important in April and May to win as many games as you can, because you're going to run into problems during the year, and the White Sox did in August and part of September. The starting rotation broke down. That was something that we never thought would happen because they were going so well in the first. But more importantly, the baseball department changing the philosophy of the White Sox, turning around, bringing a bunch of new guys in, and turn around right now and have 96 wins with 3 games to play. That's really a testament to the baseball department, and that's why I think these guys are so euphoric, is because they weren't picked to do anything. They've been the underdogs the whole way.
And if they can win these last 3 games in Cleveland, still something to play for. One is home field advantage. The other, if they win all 3 games, they would tie the '83 Sox with 99 wins in the regular season. You're seeing the celebration out in Detroit right now here on U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame live. We've had some interviews already. Obviously, high-tech electronics does not mix well with champagne, so we're having a little difficulty hearing them at this point, but you can see, obviously, they're having a great time out there. Bill, a key to the first and second half of the season that you see for the White Sox?
Well, I just thought the first half, this was a ball club that was very good situational hitting. They executed very well. We're talking about Scott Posednik stealing 50-some bases, most of them in the first half, getting in scoring position. It was Iguchi moving him to third, and it was every guy in the lineup driving him in. And, of course, it was great pitching, and I'm talking about the starters. They led the American League in the first half with quality starts. That's number one. Our bullpen was #1 until Cleveland overtook us. So, you know, the pitching basically stayed intact in the first half, and it was all about execution and situational hitting. And most importantly that I've seen that's really improved was up the middle. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate. You got Juan Uribe at shortstop, which was a position he had played, but last year he played, you know, other positions for us all over the place. Tadeguchi tightened it up on the second base side, and of course Aaron Rowan improved in center field. So when you're better up the middle, you're going to be a better ball club. And add that with pitching, that would probably give you a lot more wins, and that's what happened with the White Sox. And then there's a lot of luck involved. There's no question about it. We didn't have any major injuries. Scott Pasednik went down, and you saw what happened in the ball club for 2 or 3 weeks when the tempo of the game and the speed of the game changed at the top. So to me, the first half was Scott Pasednik. The second half, I think success lies on Juan Uribe. This is a guy that made a lot of great plays at shortstop, came up big. The White Sox came up big defensively, and you know, the pitching finally turned around so far to this point, and no better time on September 27th to improve on your pitching.
And I think when you look forward to the playoffs and the key to the playoffs, pitching, starting pitching is going to be a given for any team in the playoffs, but it might go back to Pasednik again in the playoffs. Can they get him going? He had a couple stolen bases yesterday, a hit today. Maybe he can heal up just enough that he can be a major factor here in the playoffs.
Well, I feel this way you're going to have to, because, you know, you got a long winter. I mean, you have plenty of time to heal. Not saying that's going to help him run a little bit faster. I think he's going to have to pick opportune times. We're talking maybe the 6th, 7th inning. The White Sox are down by a run. They haven't been hitting the ball well against a tough pitcher in the playoffs, so he steals second. Hey, maybe he steals third. You don't have to run all the time. Just why don't you pick some key situations where the ball club is either maybe ahead by a run or down by a run, and pick those particular times, and the bottom line is you might come up big that way. And again, I think the White Sox will go to back to their manufacturing of runs. I think you'll see the ball club that you saw in the first half, because now the pitching tightened up a little bit, and I think that's the strength of the White Sox going into the playoffs. They're very capable of playing 1- and 2-run games.
All right, we've got Chuck Garfien hooked back up. The champagne's dried out on the microphone, and he's with Bobby Jenks. Chuck?
Yeah, I just got totally sprayed. Thank you very much. Bobby Jenks. All right, Bobby. How does that champagne feel in the eyes right about now?
It burns like nothing else.
Oh, man. Now, Bobby, we're live here on Comcast Sportsnet, and I got to tell you, you come in there, 8th and 9th inning, in this situation. You've never been in this situation before as a player in the major leagues. What was your heart beating a mile a minute?
I mean, well, not really. I made sure I stayed, keep my breathing in control and just stay focused out there, making sure I just got one pitch at a time.
How about the experience? How great is this experience for you?
Oh, it don't get any better than this. I mean, well, I'm sure it does, winning the World Series, but right now, being the first, it don't get no better.
These guys have been very open to you. I know that you came in here, you didn't start with this team, and do you feel a part of this team now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, from spring training on, the attitudes in the clubhouse, everybody's just open, they don't care where you've been or what you do. It's just, they like you for who you are. It's awesome.
And I know Dustin, who was in the closer role in the beginning of this, or midway through the season, it was really his job. You're sometimes in that position, but he's been a great teammate for you, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, Dustin's done an outstanding job all year long. I mean, unfortunately with his back and everything, had to shut him down, but I mean, he's the reason that this team, one of the biggest reasons that the team as far as they did. Him coming in and, picking up that closing role early in the season.
Now, you guys were toying with us a little bit, right? You wanted to make this interesting. You guys could have won it a while ago, but you just want a little more drama, correct?
Hey, we won. That's all that matters. That's all that counts. We're in.
Bobby, congratulations. We'll see you a lot more of you, hopefully, okay? Okay. There's Bobby Jenks, reliever. We'll call him reliever extraordinaire right now. He's been that good. I'm with Cliff Polite right here. So AJ, you guys, Pierzynski goes by. All right, Cliff, you've been so stellar all season long. This excitement for you, you've been around the majors. Where does this team rank with the kind of teams that you've played for? There's no ice being thrown all over the place by Juan Uribe, by the way.
You know what, I tell you what, I played this game. I've been in the big leagues for 6-7 years and played in the minor leagues for a while, and this is everything you hoped it would be. From day one, this team's been pretty, everybody gelled together. There's been no cliques in this team. Everybody pulls for each other through thick and thin. Even when we struggled the last month or whatever, everybody was gelling. Everybody's pulling for each other. And the fact that we're doing this today as a team is awesome. It's an awesome feeling. These guys deserve it. It's a great feeling.
Right, we're live here on Comcast Sportsnet, and I was wondering, were you stressed? Were you tense thinking, what if this has to go to Cleveland?
It would have been a tough series. You got to tip your hat to Cleveland. That's a great team that's out there to battle, and they're playing hard every day. They gave us the run. We still have to go in there and take care of our business to get home field advantage for the rest of the year, through the playoffs. And it's not going to be, that's a tough team. They put the pressure on us. They had nothing to lose, and we had everything to lose. So.
Your bullpen has been stellar in many, many situations this year, but how about the starting pitching over the last week and a half? Because in a way, that really saved the season for you.
Starter's been there all year. You know, there was a time where at the beginning of the season they dealt, and of course they're going to hit a little bump in the road. And for each starter to go out there the last 2 starts and go 7 or 8 innings, it's been tremendous for the bullpen. It helped us out a lot. But you can't say enough to the starting pitchers. They've been out there every 5 days battling all year long.
Why don't we show off the hat? 05 Division Series. These are going to be collector's items, I bet, huh?
It's going to be on my mantle. It's going to be a fun thing.
That's a shower from Ross Clove. That was from him to you.
That's awesome. That's a great feeling.
The key is the hat, I'm finding out. You're okay with the hat.
Yeah, if you have it on backwards, it goes in your eyes. You have it on forward, the bill saves you.
All right, there's definitely strategy here. Okay, Cliff, congratulations. I really appreciate it. All right, no problem.
Thank you.
Great victory for the White Sox. Cliff Polite and company. As the celebration continues here, live in the White Sox clubhouse, as people, you know, it's a live locker room. People are just going to walk right in front of the camera and not even realize that you're on. But that is the situation. And I see some guys across the locker room that I'd like to get. Here's Joe Creedy. Let me see if I can get Joe. Hey, Joe, got a second? How does it feel to breathe, first of all?
Well, it's great. I think I feel so proud of my team. I think I feel so great about it to get this thing done. I think not too many people know how hard we work, how these people stick together and to make it happen. I think it's a great feeling. It's a compliment when you work so hard during the winter and doing spring training and come here, and that's why we work all this time just to get this thing done.
What did you learn about this team? I mean, you knew what you had at spring training, but things develop, things evolve. The team you have right now versus the team you had in the beginning, the same. Where are you at right now with this guy?
Well, the only thing I can tell about this guy, everybody in baseball had to know these teams stick together, and that's why they're winning. We don't have here superstars. We don't have here people making $100 million. I wish I would, but I think we have people here, they believe in themselves. They stick up for each other. They love each other, and that's why they're celebrating right now.
You were on the team in '93. I asked Greg Walker comparing this team to '83. How about '93 to this year's team?
Well, '93 I was a player, I enjoyed a little bit more. Enjoy match, you try to stay away from the celebration, but I think we have more talent in 1993 we have right now. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel so proud of this team, because without that much talent, like people say, we play great, we execute, we never give up, and the biggest thing about this team, they always believe they can do this. And when you look around, look at the player we have, a lot of people put a lot of doubts. Can we pull the trigger? And they make a lot of people feel wrong now.
Right, so you had this 15-game lead. It comes down, there was all the negativity you felt out there. Look at this clubhouse right now. Everyone is celebrating. Well, how does that feel for you?
I feel great because I know how hard they work. I know they was worried about more than I did. And those kids is always was taking punishment for people. You know, even when you win 95 games and you see you're taking punishment from everyone, that's why those guys, they deserve where they are right now.
Well, here's your pitcher, Mark Burley.
One of those guys, you drive me crazy.
All right, a nice moment there between Ozzie and Mark Burley. And
you had a vision to change the team around. 2 years ago, you started changing it to good pitching, power pitching in the starters, then in the winter, power pitching in the bullpen, more speed. I mean, could it have worked to more perfection at this point?
Well, again, we've got a few stages left to go, and the fortunate thing is we know that we're going to be one of the last 4 that are in position to go to the World Series. So, you know, we certainly this is a great feeling. Hopefully the guys can exhale a little bit and feel confident in going into the playoffs. Gives us a chance to get prepared mentally and physically, and you know, who knows what can happen. There isn't any clear-cut team out there. We're just as good as anybody else.
Kenny, I don't want to say that you look like a nervous wrest in the last few days, but pensive would be one way to describe it.
No, what was determined nervous wreck? Yeah, that pretty much that describes a little bit more accurate, to be honest with you. So, yeah, absolutely, because you want it. When you want something this badly and you've worked hard and a lot of sleepless nights, you know, we can go back to the sleepless nights me and Ozzie had trying to make the the Pasetnik edition. And when you trade a guy like a Carlos Lee, man, let me tell you something. There comes a lot of sleepless nights with regards to that. So you want to see it all come together. And fortunately, we're standing here today, and we got it done.
Getting on the bus and walking over now is Bobby Jenks, the young reliever. Bobby, congratulations to you. First of all, tell me what it was like being on the mound trying to close this game out.
Oh, it was very exciting for me. I just knew when I came in the 8th inning, what I had to do was just focus on making one pitch at a time, just getting it done.
There was pressure on you, and you lived up to it. A couple of runners on, obviously only a 2-run game. And knowing that if the White Sox win this game, they win the division, were you feeling that pressure on the mound at all?
Not at all. I mean, like I said, I knew what I had to do when I came into the game, and that was my whole focus point, is just keeping myself relaxed and knowing that just make one pitch, you get a ground ball, double play, and anything could happen in this game. And I got a nice, just jammed him enough, to get to Comerica, so it was fun.
Nicely done. Now, what kind of feeling was it, the celebration, the guys in the locker room? Obviously, it's not in Chicago, so you didn't have your entire fan support there, but what kind of feeling did you guys have after this one?
Oh, I'm sure we had the same,
Freddie Garcia.
exciting feelings that we had if we were at home, and it's just, the way everybody is in the clubhouse to, come together the entire year, and the way, how much heart we showed this last 2 months, make it here, and, after, 15 games and everything, which wasn't a big deal, but just coming together into the celebration was, I don't even have the words for it. It was awesome.
I know you weren't here 5 years ago. It's been 5 years since the Sox have won a division title. Could you sort of feel that pressure, though, maybe on some of the players who were here at Paul Comerica? Could you sort of sense among the fans and maybe inside this clubhouse down the stretch the pressure to win this division title?
We had an idea what we had to do. There was no extra pressure. Coming into this series with Detroit, we knew if we take 2 out of 3, and Cleveland lost 1 or 2. We had it, and that's exactly what happened. So we didn't add any extra pressure that was wasn't already there to us. We knew what we had to do, and we came out and did it.
With the team struggling a little bit down the stretch, and with the Cleveland Indians breathing down your neck, though, was there a sense, an extra sense in the clubhouse that, boy, we better get back on the winning track or we could be in trouble?
No, no, not at all. Like I said, it's we knew what we had to do. We came here and did it. That was the whole thing coming into this series, and putting the pressure back onto Cleveland. Taking a couple games here. That's exactly what we did.
And how nice is it to have this done and over with going into this last series of the year?
Oh, it's nice knowing that going into Cleveland that we don't have to put any pressure on us. We're just going there and play. Play relaxed. And that's an important thing going into the playoffs.
And a nice, relaxing bus ride over there. Bobby Jenks, thank you very much. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Bobby Jenks mowed him down to close out this ball game. Let's send